Hello. Um, this video is about finding the time together with your children, with your family. There's so many children out there on the street these days. There's so many children out there in the gangs. There's so many children that are homeless, believe it or not. In America, there's so many homeless children. One day, I went to the store and I saw this girl and this guy in front of the store, and they were probably around maybe 14, 15 years of age. I asked them, what were you doing here? What are you doing here? And the girl responded, we're homeless. We don't have any homes. And I asked, what about your parents? Don't your parents care? She says, nah, they kicked us out. Her friend that was there, her parents did the same thing to him. And it was sad because I thought to myself, what parents would kick their own children out instead of loving them, teaching them, helping them, and showing them the way to live, and they can be on their own. Well, as we look around and we see this problem happening in our communities, in our countries, I think America is the only country in the world that has many homeless people in there. Well, these children, most of them run away from their homes, and it's because parents don't spend time with them. See, parents, you need to spend time with your children. You need to have family prayers. Try to have family prayers every day, every night. You know, I've seen so many parents who don't really care about their children. They just go off, maybe a single parent, they just go off on a date, leave their children home or the child home. And, you know, this child or these children need you. They need your love and guidance and your support. There was a missionary that went on his mission to another country from the United States. And one day he called the mission president and says, President, I just don't want to be here anymore. I just want to go home. So the president met up with him in his office. And the president asked him, why are you wanting to go home? This missionary just said, I just want to go home. I don't want to stay here anymore. I don't want to serve any mission anymore. And so the president says, okay, tomorrow we'll arrange everything for your return back home. But I just want you to know that I do care about you and I do love you. Right at that moment, this missionary started crying. His tears were streaming down his face. The stake president got up and he went over and he hugged him and told him the same thing. The missionary then finally responded and said, you know, President, ever since I was young up until now, I've never heard my parents or anybody tell me that. This is the first time I ever say anybody saying that they love me. Now you see, what I'm trying to say is, please, your children need you. For those of you who have children, love them unconditionally. No matter what they do, support them and love them, but you have to set good examples for them. You know, I read in the Bible the other day where it says, train the child the way he should go, that when he grows old, he will never depart from it. See, it begins within our homes. That is the very first education of a child, is their home. Okay, when you teach your children, they will go out and of course they'll meet friends and, you know, they'll see the world, but at least you have given them good teachings, and you know, sooner or later they might fall away, but they will always remember those teachings that you taught them with, and they will come back and they will, you know, try to live a better life. So all I'm saying to you parents is that love your children. Tell them that you love them. But also train them the way that they should go, as the Bible tells us. When you do that, your child or your children will never forget the love that you taught them with. They will always respect and love and do the right thing. They won't be perfect, and nobody's perfect, but at least they will not be on the street. They will not join gangs. They will not go to somebody else to find comfort, because that is why a lot of these children run away from their homes, because there's no love there. There's no guidance there. There's no support there. Parents never really, pay attention. All they do is probably yell at them every single moment or every single time they don't do something right. But we need to be able to spend time with them. So spend time with your children and always be there for them, and sooner or later they will become mature and they will do the right thing, as you would always want them to do. But when you start yelling at them, never tell them that you love them or care about them, that's when your child or your children start looking elsewhere for comfort and for love. And it's the saddest thing when a child, especially if it's a young girl, would turn to other kids, especially boys, for comfort and love, and they fall into God knows what, and it's not going to be nice. I've watched these young girls on Maury shows who have prostituted for so long, and they're as young as 13 years old, 12 years old. It is so sad, and it begins from home. This is why parents, it's important that your children are being taught properly, and that you tell them that you love them. Let them know that you do love them and that you care about them, not the yelling. We all like to pull our hair and start spanking, but you've got to let them know that you care. A child's mind is like a camera. They will record everything that you tell them, especially everything they see the parents do. So it is just a word of love, so that you can help your children, bring them up the right way. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just here to give you some counsel and some direction on what I know to be true, in order for your children to respect and to love and to know what to do. That way you will be less stressed, and you won't have to worry about them, finding them in prisons. You won't have to worry about finding them dead. You won't have to worry about finding them killed or involved in a sex scam or something like that, or drugs even. So God bless you, and know that if the going gets tough, pray. God will answer your prayers. God will answer your prayers. However you perceive God, whether He's a spirit, which I believe He is a spirit, but He also has a tangible body of flesh and bones. He revealed Himself with Jesus Christ to Joseph Smith. It's up to you whether you believe it or not, but I do believe that if God created our physical bodies to shelter our spirits, then what makes you think that He cannot create a body for Himself? He's there. Ask Him for help, and I can guarantee you, and I promise you, that if you ask Him for help, He will help you. He will bless you and your family, your loved ones, and your burdens will be a lot easier to carry. Jesus says, give your burdens to me and I will take care of them for you. But you got to do your part too. You can't just give it to him without doing your part. You've got to know and trust and have faith in raising your children. That's all I had to say today in this video, and you can look out for the next one. God bless you, and God loves you more than you will ever know, and I love you too. Bye-bye.